G4, feed off the semen, receive with that red carpet treatment. Raw fish, caviar and crackers at the Ritz. Can I dream for a minute? Shit. How about a meal worth of chips? At Vegas like, put it all on black. And the rest on the flight. I be up all day, I can rest on the flight. Can I dream for?
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Talk New York Chef. You already see. I'm not going to introduce him. I'm going to let him introduce himself because he's got the dopest intro in the podcast game. My brother, what's really good?
What's going on, Chef? Is your boy, your quintessential Puerto Rican muffin, Jorge here in the house. As you can tell, I'm on here rocking my Gabby Ortiz t-shirt. So go get yours at yourmaneuvers.net or .com. It's cheap. It's nice, affordable. I like it. You know, it hides the fat. The muffin is in here. See, it says Gab, but it's more popped out. So, you know, the tummy. But yeah, man, we're here, man. You know, so Chef, I'm ready whenever you are, baby.
Facts. So I know a lot of people, we were talking about this earlier. There's a million people doing podcasts. And I don't want to try to jump in with everybody else. I want to try to do the what if kind of things because I find them more fun and nobody's really doing them. But so recently we heard about the Ascension. You know, they're kind of out there. And we were talking in our group and we were sitting there thinking, how dope would it be if, and I made the mistake and you brought it up, which made a whole lot of sense, where I said 4 people. I said the Ascension comes in with Crazy Steve and Rosemary and starts to decay. And you were completely right and said that, you know, she has her own storyline and it wouldn't make sense. So I completely agree with you. And at this point, Decay can actually look. I swear, I'm doing a podcast and this kid wants to start jumping over things, making like crazy sounds and everything. But they can actually look like a serious group now, where I thought the old group, I'm not a fan of the old group. I never liked them. Abyss was like a goofy character, and you had Crazy Steve and Rosemary looking dark. With the Ascension, you slide them in, and then all of a sudden, it looks like a real dark group, and you could bring back Decay. Now, I don't know if you're a Decay fan. I don't know how you like the idea.
Well, I mean, do you want to give the fans a background of the Ascension, or?
You know what's crazy? I don't know much about the Ascension, except for Bram used to roll with them back in the days.
Well, if you want me, I could tell you, you know, some of the stories that we heard here and there, where supposedly, you know, they went to NXT as the Ascension, and they were supposed to be a copycat gimmick of the Road Warriors, Powers of Pain type of era. Vince McMahon was really high on those guys, and he was going to bring them up to the main roster. But then Animal from the Road Warriors, he was very upset about having some cheapy gimmick of them who don't even look like them, you know, physically, even though they have the same pain and stuff like that. And I don't know if you remember on the first match, they got buried on cast by JBL when he was calling them rip off of the Road Warriors and blah 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 blah. So right there and then they kind of nixed the whole Ascension, you know, where they were building them to be, you know, this 2025 futuristic 2050, you know, from the slums like Mad Max, and then they lost their whatever they were supposed to get done. But I like them. You know, they're not the Road Warriors. Physically, they're not. They never will be. You know, but they do got wrestling skills. You know, and as a tag team, they look good as a tag team. And then towards the end, they had that good, you know, little comedic thing with Fandango there for a while, and it was fun. But you know, maybe now if they get the chance to go somewhere else and get a fresh start. Now they changed their name to The Awakening, you know, which is something better because now it's like a phoenix rising from the flames. You know, there were the Ascension, then they were called the FKA, which is formerly known as, and then they went with The Awakening, which now means that now they're awakened in somewhere else now. Now they could start fresh and be somewhere else, and maybe with a Crazy Steve as their leader, new face paint, new gear, they'll look like they wanted to look. And it's an awakening now. They were for 4 years. They were laid to the slaughter like lambs. Now they are awakening. And like you said, Abyss was more the goofy type. I love Rosemary, but now if you want to take them serious, all you have is just a guidebook with no female. And
Yeah.
and they'll be destructive because with Crazy Steve and both of them guys, three guys who are crazy will be out there just going, taking pounders and doing this stuff. But the most important thing is they have to shed that Road Warrior image.
Yeah.
That will never happen ever again in wrestling. There'll be a lot of copycats, but they will never be.
No, I agree. It's kind of like when people trying to like copy something like Legion of Doom. You know what I mean? Like legendary groups like that, don't touch them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let them be, because you're never going to be it. You might look cool, but you're never going to be close to it. But
I mean, to get two freaks like that, like the Road Warriors were, back in the 80s, two big muscle guys. You rarely saw one muscle guy in a company, let alone two guys together with face paint coming out and having 1 minute matches. Because in the one matches don't come in, here comes Hawk with the shoulder block, and pick up Gorilla Slim. Here comes Anna with the power slam, and that was it. I mean, they didn't even do the Doom device because it wasn't even invented yet at that time.
it's true. It's true.
The device came later on. But all they did was just ransack the guys for 30 seconds, and that was their matches. They left for a whole year. Just beating up people. That was their whole gimmick. They just come in, beat up, and get the hell out.
Listen,
That was a Saturday night show, 605.
listen, I'm telling you now.
That took 30 seconds out of the whole show.
And can you imagine getting paid what they got paid just for like 30 seconds? Oh my God. It's the best check ever.
Yeah, man. Just flip me over. Just pay me quick. Don't break anything. Let me get my money and get the hell out of here. We'll go to Huntsville, Alabama tomorrow for the next beating that I'm gonna take.
See, and I think with Impact right now, like I was telling Crooked recently, who he's not here, he's training at 2.0 tonight.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand, and I say this, and I'm not trying to be mean, because I think Impact has a crappy tag team division. Like, you have the North, who they obviously Impact a crappy like tag team division.
Crappy?
Yeah.
You said crappy.
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Who? Listen, you have the North.
Yeah.
The Deaners, who just came back.
Yeah, that's two.
But they just came back. You have the Reno Scum guys who are in and out.
Reno Scum, they're back.
And that's it.
What? Dude.
Who else?
Really? Dude, okay, so you mentioned the North, of course. The Deaners. You mentioned Reno Scum. Then you have the Filipino Express. TJP and Falaba. I call them the Filipino Express. Because they're Filipinos, like on the Filipino Express. You got the Rascals. Three of
Who
those
do
guys.
nothing? Who do nothing?
Okay, and you got the Triple XL.
And you barely see them.
But they're on the show tonight. They're gonna have a 4-way match tonight. So that's 6. That's 6 right there on the top of the dome. That's 6 legitimate tag teams.
So you would sit there and say that, all right now with the only wrestling that's out, WWE, AEW, and Impact Wrestling, where would Impact Wrestling's tag team division be numbered? It's not going to be number 1.
It'll be number 3.
So they got the work.
It'll be number 3. I mean, because right now AEW has a nice tag team division made up of all Impact guys.
100%. And AEW doesn't, and AEW don't utilize them neither.
Yeah. Well, they just came back from Mexico, so Pentagon. So you got LAX, you got Butcher and the Blade.
They
You
suck.
got, really? I like
Butcher and
them.
the Blade are horrible.
They're getting better. They've only been together for like 3 years, so.
Okay.
But they're getting better. They're getting better. They now have FTP. I mean, that's an upgrade right there on the tag team division.
Yeah, it is.
And you have the Young Bucks, of course. You have the best friends, which I don't think you like the best friends with Chucky T.
I don't like them.
And Tim Beretta. Give the people what they want. Who else? They got Kenny Omega and Paige.
Well, both of them should be singles.
Yes, exactly. And I see Paige turning on Omega and going with FTP. That would be a nice 6-man right there. That's a nice 3-man right there up against Omega and the Young Bucks for another pay-per-view in the future, down the line. That'll be an awesome match right there with those guys.
That's a good call.
So unfortunately, name-wise, Impact will be number 3 when it comes to the tag team right now. If you talk about the women's division, they'll be number 2 easy, tied for number 1 because
I would put Impact as number 1. I would put Impact as number 1. I could say that cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, even though they have 12 females now, everybody's in the storyline. WWE has like 50, and they only use like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Have like 4, and the rest are stuck in China, and 2 of them are hurt because of ACL injuries.
Yeah,
and you have Allie, and you have Brandy, and God knows, Brandy tries, but my God,
it's horrible.
That girl is horrible. Every time I see her, I just be like, she's practicing again. It's like she's having a practice match. It's like she's by herself in a gym just practicing with a dummy. And it just looks bad. But so I think we got off a topic a long time ago. We're talking about the Session and Tracy Steve.
So my thing is we don't know if there's going to be an Aces and Eights. There's a lot of rumors that Aces and Eights might happen.
I hope not.
I got no problem.
If they do, just please keep Crappy Ray out of it. Please.
Oh, no. I don't want him near it. Like everybody tries to say that Aces and Eights was dope. If you really, and I try to tell people, if you really look at Aces and Eights, nobody did shit but Bully Ray. The whole thing was revolved around one guy. Nobody else got no shine. That's a flop.
Had Gallows and Knox, 2 big dudes that wrestled. D'Lo did some stuff here and there. And then you have the 2 young guys, Briscoe and Bishop. And Bishop Jr., he wasn't all that either. And Briscoe wasn't that all that either. So you had like, and Anderson. Ken Anderson was the other guy. But you had like this big gap between guys who are aging and then the young guys. There was like nobody except for Gallows and Nuts were in between. The 2 guys are all aging, and then you have the 2 young guys. If they come back and you make it a young version, younger wrestlers with maybe D'Lo Brown as the brain or something like that, manager, not wrestling, but just stay out the back, they'll probably look good. I wouldn't mind that thing.
With the roster I see now, I would like Anderson and Gallows and Madman Fulton.
Yes.
I think that would be a nice 3. But then, like, you have ICU, who makes no sense to me.
Ooh, Sammy. Sammy could be a good member for them.
Yeah, but they don't know what they're doing with Sammy. Like, it's so weird because Sammy is so talented, and they just kind of keep throwing him into random stupid shit. And now you got him with old-ass Ken Shamrock.
Yeah. Oh, God, please. Like, and somebody brought this point, and when I read it on Twitter, I was like, that actually makes a good point. How the North has been the champion for 1 year. Okay.
Quiet. My wife just got home. These dogs are going nuts.
But if you notice, the real challengers was LAX before they left, and whatever little OBE had. That was it. Like, oh, I'm sorry. And the Rascals. I mean, how many times have they beat the Rascals in the last year? Like, they haven't wrestled no one else. They haven't wrestled the Filipino Express. They haven't wrestled Triple XL. They haven't wrestled Reno Scum yet. So there's tag teams that they still haven't wrestled. They wrestled the same 3 tag teams for LAX, OBE, and the Rascals for the whole year. And then whatever mischief tag team Impact put together, like now Sammy and 60-year-old Ken Shamrock, for God's sake. Now here is where I want Ken Shamrock to wear a t-shirt. Put a t-shirt on. Put a t-shirt on. Like, please. Like, just wrestle with a t-shirt on. But yeah, the North, I mean, honestly, it's been a year of the same tag teams, to be honest. So
I'm not a fan of the North neither. I like the one. I like the North.
I love the North. Jason Alexander. Woo!
That's the guy I like. I like him. I don't like Ethan Page at all. I think Ethan Page is a clown.
Yeah. But it would be good if they ever have a match between, which I don't want to see it, but if Kurt Angle was ever younger, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, go up against Jason Alexander, man, that would have been a crazy match right there, bro.
I like that kid a lot. I would like to see him.
Yes,
I would like to see him go solo too. Yeah. So
it could happen. It could happen. It could happen eventually.
So
like the way they're gonna lose those belts if they turn on each other.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, they'll be laughing, they'll be like hitting me up, like, "Oh man, you will say the same thing." I was like, "It's the truth. I don't see you guys losing to nobody else in our roster."
Yeah. See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you had, if Crazy Steve does the solo thing, and then you have the Ascension come in, if you had Decay come back, I'm gonna tell you now. Unfortunately, you're not going to see a crowd reaction because there ain't no crowds right now. You know what I mean? It's unfortunately, it's what wrestling's going through. But if that music plays and you hear that, whoa, whatever that Decay thing is, people at home are going to pop to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I'm not, when I say I'm not a fan, people automatically assume I just don't like people. It's hard for me to be a fan. If I'm a fan, it's because I really appreciate you. That doesn't mean you're a scrub. You know what I mean? Like, there are plenty of guys that I did not like that were super talented. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an AJ Styles fan. I don't like him, but AJ Styles is super talented. You know what I mean? So, I think that you could bring them in, and if you do have like aces and eights or whatever, they're doing whatever. I think Decay is such more of a household name with impact that retooling Decay and having Crazy Steve finally take control would look fucking sick.
Yeah, and maybe if that happens, it will be under a different name and not Decay. You know, they don't like to change stuff around, so.
See,
I think it would be nice to be a new name instead of being Decay, even though we'll say, "Oh, that's the old Decay."
Yeah.
I like that better if it was like a brand new name, because it'll be a brand new team. If it happens. And to be honest with you, bro, I actually paid for the pay-per-view. I bought it.
This one?
Yes. Because I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. And you know me, I never paid for no never. Especially if it's over 20, I ain't touching it. But I had to for this one, man. I'm so excited. And I'm going to be upset if they do not deliver on this show.
I mean, I know that they I think they have already said that, I always forget their name from WWE, but Anderson and Gallows supposedly is already signed with them and New Japan. So that's out there. And then today or yesterday, I don't remember what it was, but I seen it on, I think it's called Impact Fan Nation or something like that, where Mike and Maria had like bags, like they were going on a flight
and stuff like that.
So they look like they're headed somewhere, and Fyter Fest.
Yeah, they're heading to the gym. They heard
You know,
it to the
like,
gym.
but Fighter Fest, the first one was live. The next one is not.
Well, I think they're supposed to either already got taped or tape it tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? Today.
Pre-taped.
Is taped today?
It's pre-taped.
Oh, it's already. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of I can't say who, but I was talking to them earlier today, and they work there, and they were saying because Jacksonville has so many cases that they didn't want to risk it, so they pre-tape. So if most people, yeah, if they're taking a flight, it ain't for Fighter Fest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
well, and they moved Moxley title defense tomorrow to next week, which they're having another pay-per-view, which are for the Fallen. And I'm thinking, because like these people are having 3 pay-per-views in a row for free. I'm like, holy crap!
They're doing. Really? It's wild because like the guy I know who works there, he says such highly of like the staff that's there. Like not even he don't really talk about the talent because you know he works there, he leaves them be. But like the cons, they really care about their staff. Like they make sure everybody is safe. You know what I mean? And it's really cool to stuff like that.
Well, it's good, man. Now, are you excited for the show next week?
For Slammiversary, I'm super excited.
I mean, like other than the Good Brothers, like
I don't care about the brothers.
Okay, but who else do you think might show up?
I gotta see EC3.
Yeah. I'm hoping to, man. I'm holding all my fingers and crossing them. I'm rubbing my belly for good luck like a genie because I will pop if that dude comes out. I really freakily will pop out.
I want EC3. I need EC3. He's my dude. You know what I mean? Like I love EC3. I chilled with him. Like he's a cool guy. You know what I mean? So, but I want Mike and Maria.
Ugh.
Mike is talented, bro. The Miracle is the man.
Yeah, but they were only here for 1 year last time and then they left.
But that wasn't on him though. That was on her. She chased the bag.
I know. And then she's just so loud, man.
She's extremely loud.
Oh, doesn't she have now 2 kids now? Another baby.
Yeah.
So if they do come, she'll be in the back burner. Like Rebby Sky just playing the piano when he comes out and leaves.
I mean, I know a lot of people are hit or miss with the Miracle. I like him. I hate Rusev. I don't want to see Rusev anywhere near Impact. Bro, I think Rusev is the guy who I think that falls into that WWE fanboy thing. Like I know he can wrestle, no question. I don't know if he could talk. I've never heard him cut a promo. Like he had the super hot Russian chick. Anyone could look great with the super hot Russian chick.
And then they gave him Aiden English as the mouthpiece, and he's also a free agent. So,
but with Rusev,
they come as a package.
Oh Jesus!
Rusev Day.
I don't want to see Rusev Day. I freaking hate that guy.
I'm just saying.
But like I try to tell people with WWE guys, like when Jade was going over, if you looked at her Instagram or Twitter, she had like 60,000 extra followers the day she said I'm with WWE. Like people don't understand that the WWE fanboys, as soon as you're there, they're like follow because we like you. They don't even need to like you. They just follow you because you're part of that brand. Impact fans don't understand. Well, a lot of Impact fans don't get that WWE fans, even if they're a fan of like anybody, if they go somewhere else, it's only WWE. They're not watching Impact. They're not watching AEW or ROH. It's Impact. It's WWE, and that's it. So that whole, it's going to translate to getting new fans. No, it's not. It's not. And I definitely don't want to see the Wendy's girl. I don't like that guy.
The Wendy's? Heath Slater?
Heath Slater. There you go. I can't stand him. He
was on Raw last night. Yeah, he wrestled last night on Raw.
Was it live though?
You know something? I don't know. To be honest with you, I want to say something's telling me to say yes, that it was probably live, and then they'll tape the following week. But I don't quote me though. But I think it was live this time around was live.
All right. I mean,
so he might show up. I mean, 'cause I don't think he's trying to contact with them yet. But you know, I'm convinced every time they Impact does a name drop or does something, I'm convinced it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm gonna give him a little 2-week storyline, and after the 18th, I'll let him go again.
Now, do you think, because two guys that I think one of them is special, and I think the other guy's underrated. I don't know if Dolph Ziggler's a free agent, but I heard he is.
I don't know, and I think he's had the chance before to leave, and he always resigns.
That's true. What about the guy who does the woo 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 guy?
He's a free agent.
Now I like him, and I would like to see him bring his belt onto Impact.
The problem is that he's engaged to your girl Chelsea Green, right?
Oh shit.
That's Chelsea Green's man.
Oh my god.
And I don't want her nowhere near Impact after the shit she pulled back in 2018 in Ottawa.
Listen, I keep trying to tell you guys, she was leaving before they put the belt on her. She let them know. I know that. Like, I can. It's one of the rare times that I can say I heard her say that. Oh man! So
near Impact ever again. So
you obviously
no. All I know is this. To be honest with you, I'm excited for the show. If supposedly the Good Brothers are there, that's awesome. That's true. If EC3 is there, dude, that will make my whole thing. Even with Eric Young, I'll be happy. If those guys don't come, but they bring the Good Brothers and some other guys, like brand new guys that even we haven't, guys from Evolve. WWE just bought out Evolve, and a lot of guys are being let go. So and they're already free agents. So you might see some guys there that are good wrestlers from Evolve that we might not know about show up here. So that's also a win too for Impact Wrestling. But I wouldn't mind having Rusev or Aiden English or anybody else who's a free agent that I know will fit in WWE. I mean, in Impact. Not just because they're free agent. No, it has to make sense to bring them back to be in Impact. They just bring them. Oh, he's a name. No, he is wasting money. And honestly, if the Miracle comes back, hey, come on, baby, we open arms. Come on. The Miracle, your guy, man. You just
yeah. I thought you said Alberto. I was like, what?
Oh, please. Man, never. He's probably somewhere in Mexican jail right now. No, nobody seen that dude. Just give him away.
I would like the Evolve guys, because I hate the fact that every time a WWE free agent is a free agent, it's like, we gotta have them. That shit annoys the hell out of me. Start building younger guys, so when, like, I'm hoping Impact gets a real TV deal. Like, this shit they got is not a... Huh?
They have a TV deal.
Not a real one?
Dude, they have a real TV deal. They have their own channel.
I can't even get it in Florida.
Access TV on Spectrum?
Bro, I can't get it.
Oh, wow.
I can't get...
Watch it on Twitch. I do.
That's what everyone keeps telling me. Watch it on Twitch. I can't get it, and I don't live in Orlando. I'm right outside Orlando.
Bro,
Crooked lives...
Spectrum had it. Used to have it beginning of the year. And then when they did all those cuts with Viacom, the channel disappeared. So now I gotta watch Impact on Twitch now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody keeps moving things, and then if you want it, you got to buy a package. Like, I'm not paying for 17 things that I don't want to watch. I could get it, but I don't want to buy for so many things. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where I'm stuck at. And it's like, if say their ratings go up, I don't even know if they get ratings. If they start becoming that vibe again, like say they get that wave again, you don't want it full of just old ass dudes. You want the young guys to bring you to that wave, and then all of a sudden those young guys are your stars. You know, so everyone's like, oh snap, you see so, yeah. And then you start re-signing the young guys, you know, and keep building. I mean,
long-term deal. Not no 2 years. It's got to be more. It's got to be at least 3 to 5 years. That's like you build them, you invest in them, and they're there. It's not like you build them, invest, and then they leave when they get hot.
And that's what a lot of them are doing. You know what I mean? Like, so you sit back and you're like, what next?
Yeah.
You know? And then now I'm at a point where there's been so much flip-flopping that it's hard for me to stay invested with Impact because there's always something negative. It's that cloud, that stigma. You know what I mean? Like, and you still got this bullshit case with Jeff Jarrett versus fucking Anthem. I think we talked about that.
And it got suspended because of the COVID-19 spike. So now it got moved to the end of the month. The end of this month. So,
I think we talked about this on Bodega like 2 years ago.
And it's still going on.
Bro, this is worse than like a daytime soap opera.
For 6 hours, bro. 6 hours of content. 6 hours.
Is that what it really is? 6 hours of content?
6 hours of GFW content.
So it's not when they changed the ropes and they put the GFW logo on the.
No. It's when they started doing that GFW app that then got changed to the Impact Plus.
Yeah.
When they started doing the GFW app, they put those 6 hours of content on there. Like every week was an hour, showing. To then it went up to Impact and TNA stuff, but he's suing them for that 6 hours.
So
of content.
So there's not a way for them to figure out how many buys they got in from the app?
Because why would, if I'm Anthem, why would I pay for it? I'm gonna take you to court. Take me to court. I got the money. We could drag this up for 2 years, 3 years. I got the money. You're Jeff Jarrett. You might not have that money to go for 2-3 years. So sooner or later, I'm going to win because I have the lawyers in my pocket for being Anthem. You're not, so you're gonna go like, you know something, I gave up. We could settle out of court for 1995, and you settle out of court. That's me being Anthem. That's what I'm hoping is gonna happen. You know, he had to drop some stuff at the beginning of the trial because it wasn't gonna fly. So he had to drop like 3-4 different points that he was trying to make because of that. Wow. So this is the reason why when WWE puts a contract on somebody and somebody says, "Oh, I'm going to quit," and they can't, the same thing with Drake. Maybe you just shut the hell up and we'll let you off your contract, or we're going to sue you. So what did Drake do last year, 2 years ago? He shut the hell up and he stopped going on Twitter talking nonsense. And then 2 months later, they let him go. We could sue you. We go to court. Now what? You don't have that type of money to get stuck in litigations because my lawyers are going to go, "Oh yeah, Your Honor, we need more time for this." Now it's set up. Now it's canceled for 2 more months. You gotta pay for that stuff out of your own pocket.
Yeah, facts.
So a lot of wrestlers just say, "You know something? Let me shut the hell up." And that's what happens. And that's what's going on right now for 6 damn hours. All that money they spent the last 2 years is probably already. But
I can't wait for this shit to finally end and we could do like a 10-minute, thank God it's over. So now I'm going to make a prediction, and it's not going to happen, but I'm going to say it because you're on here. I think the surprise come out is going to be my lady Dixie Carter. I think she's coming out to do something at Slammiversary. My baby Dixie Carter. Madam Dixie. You know what would be great is she pins Jordana Grace and becomes the Knockouts champion. Madam Dixie, back in the fold.
I think my screen just froze. Wow.
No, but if you had to make one prediction that you think is definitely going to happen, let's not go with the Good Brothers. One of the bigger names. Who do you think pulls up?
I just want EC3, man. I just want the man EC3 just to show up. That's my Christmas wish right there. I don't care about nobody else.
The fourth man
EC3. That's what I want.
Is the fourth man already in that match? No, right? They still haven't said who the fourth guy was.
It's a surprise entrance. Now, my thinking is this. As we know, because we're already older wrestling fans, we already know that the fourth entrance, 90% of the time, wins the match.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So we could definitely say that the returning TNA Impact champion might be that fourth guy who's going to win the match and the belt, which might be EC3, or Moose gets his ass in the match some way or somehow. And I'm not a Moose fan. You know I'm not a Moose fan, but the man deserves his dues already. I mean, he deserves it. I mean, he's paid his dues. He had a chance to leave before when the ship was dipping, and he resigned, and he stayed there. And when Tessa took the belt and went home to Mexico, he took the ball and said, yo, I'm going to do it, climb on my back. We're going to make this look good. And since Tessa has been there, since April, dude, every show has been good with him doing this nonsense with that defunct TNA title.
All right. So with all of that, now James Storm has also kind of teased Slammiversary is his favorite time of year.
Oh. You never know, man. He might come out as the fourth guy, do some nonsense, and then let somebody else Moose take the win, and then they do some kind of TNA stable or something, DCC nonsense from back in the days. You never know. There's so many different things angles that you could do, which I'm glad the COVID-19 took away some things, because we don't have spoilers. All we know is guess of what's going to happen. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen. Like, we don't know who's going to be there. Like, unless the guys from the crap sheets are actually there, or somebody tell them the information, nobody knows who's going to be showing up. We saw this guy in the airport yesterday.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We spotted this guy here.
And that's why I'm so excited for Slammiversary, because I hate spoilers. Spoilers are what ruined the industry. I'm letting people know right now. Because as a wrestling fan, and I know you're a little older than me, when we were growing up, there was no internet. Like, you didn't have, no AOL or nothing like that. So when you see somebody pop up, you were like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, the surprise was, wow, they're here. Moose was the last one, because I wasn't paying attention. And I remember when Moose came out, I was like, oh, snap. And I had no idea who he was. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, my youngest was an ROH fan who loved Moose. So when he comes out, you can see him. He gets super excited in the crowd. Like, it's wild. Yeah. But, like, I want to have that excitement. I want someone to come out that I had no idea. And I'm like, oh, shit, they're now in my company. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's why I'm excited for those shows next week. Just because of that. Just to know, just to be like, oh, I saw it. I was, and I wish I was there, in the crowd, like, oh, I'm sorry, I want to take a picture with him afterward. I wish I was there, but unfortunately, nobody is. But yeah, it's just gonna be the excitement of seeing. That's why I'm saying Impact or Anthem has to deliver. Not Impact, Anthem has to deliver.
Yeah.
Anthem is the one with the deep pockets who are writing the checks for everybody at Impact. So
and
they have to deliver, man.
With the teasers they put out, with all these teasers, they got to hit on some of them. Like you can't just have it and then all of a sudden they do like what we keep saying with what was that bum that Bound for Glory?
James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth. You can't do that. You had people thinking it was Chris Jericho and James Ellsworth's music comes out. You know what I mean? Like you were there.
Yeah, and it was a disappointment. I mean, not for once did I think it was going to be Jericho. I just never thought in my wildest dreams or wildest nightmares it was going to be Ellsworth.
All right, my brother, I think we hit on everything. So please plug your social media and then we'll get up out of here.
Hey, guys, man, it's your quintessential Puerto Rican muffin, Jorge. Don't forget to follow us on What They Got Wrestling on Twitter, What They Got Wrestling on YouTube. Listen, like, subscribe, hit that little ding, ding, ding button. So when you get like I do with Chef and they put Joker stuff on, and he goes ding, and I immediately go into his YouTube and I copy and paste the stuff into my page so everybody more can see it. So do that for us. We appreciate it. Much love. I got to go eat because I'm starving again.
Yeah, I got to jump back to my beautiful pina colada that I was really enjoying until my wife came home and the dogs went nuts, and now I'm in my son's room. So I'm going to go refresh myself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Deuces.
Yes.